What's so special about body language? What does this have to do with medicine, and how does it fit in medicine? And why is it so important in medicine, in my only personal opinion? That's and much more how we're gonna talk about in this video. My name is Kafi Sheikh, I'm a medical student, and this channel is all about giving other people hope through communication. So now we come down to the question of what is body language. Body language is part, or it is non-verbal communication. It includes your own body, your mimic, the gesture, the posture, how you talk, how you walk, how you go. This everything includes or is body language, and this is a very important way to communicate, because you don't need to use your words, and people can actually understand you through your body language. The best man who did it on the best way possible is Mr. Bean. His whole comedy is based on non-verbal communication, therefore body language, and you understand him, what he says or what he feels or what he wants to do, even though he doesn't even speak a word. The special thing about body language is it communicates the feelings, thoughts and interests and much more about a person than the actual words, because non-verbal communication is something that you most likely don't have access to. You don't have the power to manipulate, and therefore it's way more authentic and way more true, way more honest than the words that we can usually use to deceive others in order to gain access or to gain power or whatsoever. The best part of it is that there is no room for manipulation. So what does this have to do now with medicine? Because doctors have big influence on the patients just because of their own body language. Best examples are the placebo effect and the white coat syndrome. That means if the doctor has a good influence or positive influence on their patient, whatever they do, it does have calming and relaxing and very more enhancing effect on the medicine that this particular doctor is giving this particular patient, because the relationship or the only from their body language you can see that the patient believes more that this kind of medicine that this particular good doctor is giving him is gonna work. And that's something that is the positive placebo effect, but it can go also the other way around. That means that if the doctor shows in the body language or in way other ways of communication that he doesn't care or he doesn't want to help and something like that, the patient could have the adverse effect the adverse effect that this particular medicine that this particular doctor is giving doesn't work, or doesn't work that well as expected, just based on this kind of experience from the body language. And the white coat syndrome is something that does have, as the name already mentions, the white coat. This white coat is simple for doctors. Is the symbol of doctors. White coat syndrome means that this particular patient is about to see a doctor and his blood pressure is about to rise. Just because of knowing that this person is about to see a doctor, it does have effects on his mental health or his actual physical health. And the white coat is just a symbol of the doctors, which shows that even clothing does have effect on the patient, even though it's much more than just the clothing. Now the next point is about observation. You need to be a good observer. That means you need to observe people in a very systematic way. Don't look at people and try to decipher some non-verbal behavior or something like that. It's not that kind of complicated. It is complicated, but not on this kind of crazy level. It is just about self-awareness and observing the environment, because there are many people who are lacking in these kind of topics. For example, the sentence that you can hear is, my wife just submitted divorce. I didn't know that coming because I thought our marriage was great. Or other example, I just had a dispute with this man over something, and he suddenly punched me right in the face. I didn't see that coming. Those are kinds of people or situations where they don't observe or didn't observe very well their environment or the people that they dealt with. And this is something that you can practice, you can learn, is something you can learn on every day, on a daily basis, and you can improve very fast. But the point of this is you need to learn to observe in a very systematic way. So don't look at people and try to decipher some crazy things. Just do in a very systematic way that I'm gonna show you in the upcoming videos. Now the next important point is make a calm or relaxing environment. This is very important because a calm or relaxed patient is someone who is ready to gain information or to get information and is open for everything that the doctor is going to give him. Very biased or very concerned and very tensed patient is not so open to him. So it's very important that your patient is calm, relaxed, or at least the environment to put your patient in is a very calm one, is something that the patient can relax. That is very important because from this relaxed or calm state, every deviation of body language or the tone of the voice or everything else that is non-verbal is a sign or indicator for the change of the feelings, thoughts of this patient. Because if the patient is very calm and relaxed and sits down behind like this, but if you say something like, this medication is something that can improve your blood pressure over 9,000, and the patient goes like this, comes closer and want to hear much more about it, that's a very good indicator that this kind of information goes well with this patient. And this is very important to have in mind, because in this kind of situation you can see that this kind of suggestions or this kind of procedures are well interested by this patient or not. But it can go all the way around that you can say, hey, this medication had some side effects, even though it can help you. The side effects are like your blood is going thinner. And the patient goes from this to that. Alright, okay. If you think that's the one adverse effect, what other adverse effects are there that I need to know? And you can see that this patient make big distance from you and make him say much more little, and this is kind of sign that this patient doesn't like or doesn't go well with this kind of medication. And that's something. Those are those subtle things that you can look out and that are important for you to see which thing what you are talking about is going well or is going very bad. And now we come to the last and most important point, and this is the principle of comfort and discomfort. Comfort and discomfort is very important because those two can separate all the body language in two main categories. And comfort is very easy to understand, and the same goes for discomfort in their own core principles. That comfort is someone who's relaxed, laid down, is cool, and has so much of confidence that you can literally see from his face, from his body, and so on and so forth. And the discomfort is someone who makes him little and is a little bit more tense and doesn't move very much. That is a sign of discomfort, and you can see that this indicates of low confidence. And that's very good segregation between those two main things, because every tell is the noun for every body language behavior that can tell you about their state of mind, their thoughts, their interests, their intentions. Those tells can always come down back to those main core principles: comfort and discomfort. And this is the main message that I want to give you. This is the baseline where everything about body language comes down to. In the next video we're going to talk about more principles about body language with the book What Everybody is Talking About by Joe Navarro. He's someone who is he's a very expert at this kind of topics like body language and so on and so forth. And I'm very intrigued by it, and I read many books, not all of them, but many books of him, and I just want to share my learnings with you all. And I'm gonna put his book in the description box, and you can check it out by yourself.